That's, and that was everything. Also, the craziest opportunity of my youth, of Chico, before moving to LA, the drummer of The Offspring lived in Chico for a while. His name's Pete Parada. And for like probably when I was
what?
13, 14, I took about a year and a half of lessons from Pete Parada.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Oh man, that's fucking
so
crazy.
I got super into The Offspring, obviously, as well.
Sure, of course.
And he also played for Face to Face.
He's like, hey, have you heard of this band, The Offspring? And you're like, no. He's like, oh, that's my band. And then like years later, you're like, wait, what?
Well, no, I mean, I knew it.
Or did you know at that time?
I knew at that time he gave us backstage passes to come watch.
No shit. That's
The Offspring.
cool.
I met, like, what's his face? Is it Dexter? That's his name, right?
The singer?
Dexter?
Yeah.
The lead singer?
Something like, yeah.
And yeah, so like I went to like Mountain View in like San Francisco, huge arena, to like watch them play with backstage.
Dude,
That's incredible.
You have a cool origin story. I didn't know any of this about you.
Yeah.
Any of this.
That was the best like highlight of Chico for sure. And he taught me a lot about being like a studio musician, a pro musician, how to like handle yourself, how to act, how to.
Oh, what happened?
What? Oh.
I love you. I'm just
How
kidding.
to like, he was like, you gotta like, play just meat and potatoes. And I really didn't like heed what he was saying even at that time.
You're not going to. You're not going to
Well,
as a kid.
we'll get there.
It
We'll
sinks
get there.
in though when it comes later.
We'll get there. But what I will say is, while I was taking these drum lessons from Sid Lewis and Pete Parada, is kind of when my guitar itch started, because my oldest brother played guitar, so I always kind of just learned some songs from him, like when I was done drumming, and like I learned, my basic campfire chords and stuff like that. And I would watch like Sid Lewis play, and he was a phenomenal, like, just strings player in general. He played mandolin, he played banjo, he played guitar, he played everything. And I just like thought it was so cool watching him play stringed instruments. And then that kind of got me like hyped on it, especially from a drummer's perspective. And that kind of built and built and built. And then, well, okay, we'll get there. I'm trying to like get everything out of Chico before I move to when we move to LA. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We did the Musicians Institute. We kind of figured out that I was like too big for Chico. There was like no musicians for me to play with. They shut down the music program at the high school that I was going to go to, Chico High.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no music for me to do in high school. And even in middle school, it was like not that great. This was like 7th, 8th grade.